Next Saturday, regional college football coming your way. Nebraska versus Missouri. Nebraska scored 59-0 and 49-3 victories in their last 2 games. And of course, a big game in the Big Ten, Minnesota versus Iowa. The rest of the schedule will be announced tomorrow, so check the listing for the game you'll see in your area. College football, NCAA college football coming your way next Saturday. The hole in Dandy's roof. They call this the house you built, Don.
No, I didn't have anything to do with this thing. No, nothing at all. But
well, I think the contribution you made in those first 9 years certainly did.
No, I just wound up having to pay for the Cotton Bowl. Doak built that. We paid for the Cotton Bowl, and they moved out of here. You know, I heard another reason why that hole was there, and it was that Clint and some of the folks felt that football is a game that should at least include the environments, the natural environment. So it's going to rain on the football team and keep everybody else nice and dry watching it. Maybe that's it. Either that or it's a good place to let all those balloons out when they let those balloons turn loose.
James Jones has dived deep. Frank Corral will put the ball in play as we begin the second half. 26-10. It's the Cowboys over the Rams. Corral. High kick. Jones takes it at his 3. And a sprint to the sidelines will take Jones out of bounds up near the 30-yard line. Leroy Irvin there defensively for the Rams. Let's take a look at the stats at halftime. Dallas with 310 yards, 100 yards more than Los Angeles. 2 turnovers again. Key elements is Pat Haden had his first interception since the second game of the season, and Leroy Irvin is an injured Ram at the moment. Down at the sidelines.
Frank, as oftentimes happens here, you look at those stats. It looks like maybe, hopefully, just the breath knocked out of him. Nothing more serious than that. What happens a lot of times, I think, when a team gets off to such a bad start, and Fran, we were talking about during the halftime, the Rams just seemed to get in that hole in the first quarter, and they couldn't get out of it. The first thing they know, they're 19 points down.
Right. Leroy Irvin appears to be all right. Standings once again for Dallas. They can move to within 1 game of Philadelphia. Philadelphia losing to Minnesota today. And of course, in the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams will try and stay abreast of San Francisco in their race.
Niners may be for real after all.
They are indeed.
They do have some good young players out there. I love the idea they stuck all those young kids in that secondary and said that we're going with them. Man, they got some good athletes.
And they got him a good pass rusher in Fred Dean on the trade with San Diego a couple of weeks ago.
Well, Hacksaw's doing all right, too.
On 1st and 10, Ron Springs. Andrews takes Springs, but not until Springs gets out for a Dallas first down at the 42-yard line. Lucius Smith helping George Andrews.
I'm going to go back to Malavasi saying the flex isn't looking as good on Dallas as it has in the past, but I'll tell you, his run defense is nothing like what I used to see the Rams do against the run, because the Cowboys have had big gaping holes tonight to run into. And the Rams have always been tough against the run, but not tonight.
First down for Dallas at their own 42-yard line. Ron Springs brings it back against the grain, picks up a couple of yards before Jim Youngblood takes him. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Play was a little slow in developing. Youngblood had good hustle and coming back from the other side to get it, but you saw a little stutter step back in that backfield. They didn't quite get that one pulled off as quickly.
Capacity crowd here at Irving, Texas. Dallas fans.
Yeah, pretty. I love those little freckles. I like that.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, that's nice.
I didn't know fans realize anytime these 2 teams get together, you're going to have some fireworks. Not terribly fond of one another. They have met in so many crucial games over the past few years. White in trouble. Flag is down. Springs has the ball and gets away at midfield. But again, keep in mind, a flag is down as Nolan Cromwell takes Springs out of bounds inside the Ram 30-yard line, and I have a feeling when that flag is down, we'll get the holding call against Dallas.
I think they know it too, Frank. Yep. They already started walking back. Danny White knew it.
So a 35-yard pickup with a special effort on the part of Ron Springs is nullified.
That flag was thrown by an official, Bobby Bolston. He's a former left-handed quarterback for Druid Hills High School, Atlanta, Georgia. He threw that with authority.
Nice throw. Right?
Nice throw.
He hit the man that was holding.
Right on the numbers.
61 offense, holding, still 2nd down.
Jim Cooper, the right tackle for the Cowboys, detected holding.
That's Bobby Bolston, number 5 on your scorecard, number 1 in your hearts. played defensive tackle for the Bear at Alabama.
Second down, 18. Anyway, immediately to the shotgun. Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett works his way back to the 40-yard line.
We were talking about Drew Pearson a while ago. Now, this is another thing. 183 pounds, we said. Terrific block on Drew Pearson on this cutback. I maybe shouldn't have said that, but if we see it again, you'll see what I'm talking about, as they say. Good old Tony's limping a little bit.
Dandy, the shotgun, which we're going to talk a little bit about tomorrow night. But
Right.
they've run the ball 3 times off the shotgun. There's your. Well, see if you can watch Drew's block for Dandy.
You're going to see him come in right to the outside
did.
there on Johnny Johnson, and that's a good block from those outside receivers. You get those guys blocking for you, those end runs are going to go.
Gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Ball just over the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. Once again from the shotgun. White going deep for Johnson. And Nolan Cromwell goes up and comes down with it at the 15-yard line. Butch Johnson was there to put the tag on Nolan Cromwell, and the Rams will have the ball at their own 15-yard line.
Old Danny's got it going with old Nolan here.
Well, he really is running some pretty good routes, I guess, too. That ball is almost, you see Butch from the motion position, come down, make a move, get past Urban.
You know, if you're going to throw an interception, it's not a bad one to throw on 3rd down. He throws it deep down in the field. You can say it's as good as a punt and not much run back.
Pretty good reception there by Nolan, by the way.
Nolan Cromwell's second interception of the night, and the Rams will have their first possession of the second half. There's Nolan Cromwell. He has just turned the ball over to the Rams. His Ram teammates at their own 17-yard line, all pro last year in the Pro Bowl, led the NFC in interceptions. He has 2 on the night. Rams, their first possession. They need to get something happening. They stay with Haden. Walt Arnold in motion. Wendell Tyler. And Tyler hit hard, but not until he picks up another Ram first down out at the 28-yard line. Bob Bruning sliding out there from his middle linebacking position defensively for Dallas.
Ran that one.
He did once again on 1st down. It's 3 times it's happened on 1st down. They're giving the ball to Tyler. He's got 10 yards. That's a major effort against this defense.
It's a young man who was in an automobile accident a little over a year ago. They thought maybe he would never play again. He came back towards the end of last season, and this year he is really playing up to form. On 1st and 10, Haden. Man is wide open, and Haden is right on the target. It's Willie Miller. And Miller has another Ram first down. It's out to the 47-yard line on a 20-yard pickup. Once again, we remind you, Preston Denard, starting wide receiver, and Billy Waddy, the other starting wide receiver for the Rams, both out tonight with hamstring pulls. And Henry Childs has been in and out of the lineup. Henry Childs suffered a ankle injury of some sort early in the game. So the Rams hurting their offensive receiver corps.
It's a good point, Frank, because all these guys, Willie Miller and Hill, are good receivers there, and they're not their starting receivers. That's got that area of no timing.
On 1st down, Cullen Bryant. Bryant runs into big Ed Jones and still struggles into Dallas territory at the 49, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Dandy, wouldn't you expect, though, those outside receivers to challenge the cornerbacks of the Cowboys a little more than we've seen them challenge? When we saw him run Dennis Thurman off 15, 20 yards, wide open.
I think that's would be ideal of what they're trying to do, I guess. But you talked about earlier, they are playing a little bit more zone. But when you see them isolate, they've been open pretty good.
Yeah, they have.
2 rookies in a Dallas secondary, Everson Walls and Michael Downs. Arnold in motion. Haden under a lot of pressure, and this one is bobbled.
Unbelievable.
Comes down in the arms of Cullen Bryant, who's still on his feet. That ball was deflected. No one was around Cullen Bryant, and he'll have another Ram first down.
And I think it was a good thing for Haden that it was deflected, because that time, as Don had mentioned before, they did go to a double zone on the 2 outside receivers. I think he was trying to throw it deep. He'd have thrown it right into a lot of traffic. Watch him here. Goes back, fakes the run, and he's going to rear back and really haul.
Harvey Martin back in there. You see Randy White's the guy that hit that one looks like Jerome Barkham for a touchdown a week or so ago with the Jets. That's been in the right place at the right time.
Rams at the 41-yard line of the Cowboys. On a quick count. Haden. Incomplete. intended for the tight end Walt Arnold. He was covered by Bob Bruning.
But old Walt Arnold was open, and Haden went to the right receiver there. Again, they're doubling the outside guys that time because the Cowboys have been hurt in the weeks past, and they're giving those cornerbacks some help out there. He went to Walt Arnold, which he should have done. Didn't get the ball to him, though.
Pat Haden, a little over 54% on the year. Gave everyone, at least Ram fans, most certainly, quite a scare last week when he was rolled up by Wilson Famuino at Atlanta. They thought he had suffered a broken leg. That was the first report, as a matter of fact. Obviously not. And he's leading the Rams tonight. 2nd down and 10. Bryant, and he was met hard by D.D. Lewis.
D.D. got him from the one side, and big guy Brown got him from the other. Man, they were ready for him that time.
Guy Brown, of course, replaced Mike Hickman, who suffered a broken arm in the opening game against Washington, and he's played some pretty good football for them, although Mike Hickman, we understand, could be ready to see some action tonight. 3rd down and 10. Jeff Moore joins Willie Miller and Drew Hill as wide receivers for the Rams. Pressure. Haden in trouble. Haden down at the 40-yard line. It was Ed Jones, like a sprinter, running down Haden. Harvey Martin pressured Pat Haden out of the pocket, and Jones ran him down.
He really did run him down, and Haden took a pretty hard hit right there, too. He takes a lot of hard hits, Dandy.
He took one that time.
He really did.
Jones is 6'9" and 272 pounds.
And you know, could probably outrun Pat, and could outrun a lot of other quarterbacks around the league, too.
Including 2 of them who are up here.
Oh, definitely.
In our best days, he could outrun us.
Definitely.
Ron Fellows awaits the punt of Frank Corral. Corral angles it high, looking for the corner. He will not catch it. It'll be a touchback. And the Cowboys will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. 42-yard effort by Frank Corral. We'll be right back. 9:58 remaining in the 3rd. Cowgirls have a lot to cheer tonight. Interesting, the Cowboys opened their season with 4 straight wins. They dropped the last 2 to St. Louis. And then last week, the 49ers. The Rams opened their season. They dropped their first 2, and now they've won their last 4. 1st and 10, Dallas. From their own 20-yard line, following the touchback. Tony Dorsett gets it blocked by Springs and uses it. But he is taken by Cody Jones, the defensive right end, after a gain of a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Tony Dorsett now 134 yards on 15 attempts.
Cody Jones did a good job that time. Basically the same technique I mentioned earlier in the game that Harvey Martin did. Didn't go down, kept his feet, strung that play out, came off at the last minute and made the tackle.
They've been running that play all night. That's just about the Rams' best effort against that slash of Dorsett off the left side. 2nd down and 8. Cowboys at their own 22. Ron Springs.
Good effort by
Springs
Springs.
is met at the 23 and surges forward to the 25-yard line.
Big Jim Cooper that time came down, had a good block on Reggie Dawson in the middle, a little trap block back in the middle. Let him squeeze through there for a little bit.
3rd down and 5. Jay Saldi comes in, has a quick word with Danny White, bringing the play from the bench.
You know, Shaw, the quarterback that you mentioned earlier that's out with a knee surgery, filled in for Fitzgerald. And he's really a good center. And I think that little shift to that offensive line for the last couple of weeks has hurt him some. Same kind of thing on defense when Randy Hughes went down. Outstanding, strong safety. They did it again.
And again, the Cowboys do not get the playoff. That's the 3rd time tonight.
Well, I know from past experience that
False start, 65 and 67 offense. False start.
Well, the clock had ticked down, but they are saying now false start.
well, Tom's going to blame somebody for that. I guarantee you. You can say right now he's not going to.
Tell me he's not going to take the blame himself?
Well, no, he's not going to do that. It's going to be either the wiggle waggle over there, wiggle when it should have waggled, or something. You know, they've had 3 of these tonight, and the whole idea about sending the plays in through the signs was to eliminate that. I wonder what the stats are so far this year, where they've had more delays of the game than they did last year.
It's John Makovic, a first-year coach from Wake Forest, that stands next to Tom Landry. He indicates the play. But right now, Danny White is considering a 3rd down and 10. White going for Saldi, and Saldi was open. Man covering him. Back there with him, number 37. That's Ivory Sully in there on the pass defense for the Rams, and the Rams should get the ball back in fairly decent field position. It is now 4th.
And you got Mr. Excitement, Leroy Irvin, back there, who can change the scoreboard lights very quickly.
He did what only 3 other players had ever done in this game last week with his 2 touchdowns. Jack Christensen and Rick Upchurch, Dick Christie, formerly the New York Titans. They all ran punts back twice in a given game. Irvin, of course, did it last week. He stays on his feet. Hit by Dickerson. And Irving, that is absolutely amazing.
I'll tell you
now starting to scuffle with a few of the Rams.
Joe Harris, number 51 for the Rams, got on top of Dickerson after he made that hit, and Dickerson was trying to get up. Harris wouldn't let him, and that's caused a little fisticuffs.
You literally could hear that all the way up here.
You could indeed. 51 on both teams. Harris and Dickerson.
I tell you, he just didn't want to make the fair catch.
That's Anthony Dickerson again, number 51 out of SMU. And Irvin took a little chance, I think. Really not fair catching right there. You see Dickerson gave him a pretty good hit. And now Joe Harris, you see right here, is trying to get on top of Dickerson. He said, you stay down there, boy.
So the Rams have good field position. Good effort, Leroy Irvin. The Rams will be at their own 48-yard line when we come back. Those were the learning years, 1960 to 1968. Put a lot of zippers on my man's body.
Yeah.
He's up there in the Ring of Honor with only 3 other Cowboys, Bob Lilly, Don Perkins, and Chuck Howley.
There's going to be another one this year.
1st and 10, the Rams from their own 48-yard line. Haden going deep, Drew Hill. And there's a scuffle for it at the 5-yard line, incomplete. It was Everson Walls this time staying with Drew Hill, and this is one of the questions that not only have Don and Fran and I have been discussing, but many of the Dallas Cowboy fans have been discussing the speed of this young man, the rookie from Grambling.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you had nothing to complain about. He's got Drew Hill all over the field by himself. He had him covered well, and then had the good sense to go in front of him and have a chance to make an interception.
That was pretty good coverage, that man-to-man coverage that we've been talking about, though, and they either going to, he went for the interception again there, which is, you know, I'm not faulting that, but that's just the tendency, I think, for a rookie.
2nd down and 10. Haden in trouble. Here comes Harvey Martin. Haden with a wide open field. He'll get the 1st down with a hook slide at the 40-yard line. And I'm sure that the Rams staff and teammates hold their collective breaths every time Pat Haden takes off with the football.
Wendell Tyler made a good effort that time to block Guy Brown, and it looked there for a moment that Wendell got he got the worst end of that deal. He was the one that was slow getting up.
You know, when the quarterback starts running around like that, it scatters things out. There are a lot of interesting blind shots being delivered.
Game is settled to more of a defensive battle than we saw in the 1st half. 1st down and 10. Rams at the Cowboys 40. Wendell Tyler, ball is jarred loose. And we get an indication that the Rams are there.
Good hit by Brunick.
I'd say.
61, the center, Rich Saul. Multiple Pro Bowler. 12-year veteran anchoring the middle of that offensive line. Comes up with the ball.
I don't know whether it had anything to do with it or not, but Wendell did take a pretty good hit that time before. You can see he's carrying the ball out in front a little bit. That's Guy Brown that really gave the good hit in there. And it was Brunick that had his hands on the ball.
Mike Gooman comes in, number 44. Wendell Tyler gets a breather. 2nd down and 7. Play action by Haden. Going deep is Drew Hill, the intended receiver, and there's a battle in the end zone. And would you believe Everson Walls, his 6th interception of this year. He has 2 tonight.
That is amazing.
I'll tell you, I don't know about his speed or anything else, Jeff, but that young man can play.
Got good hands, hasn't he?
Oh, he gets himself in position. He makes interceptions. He makes big plays. You got to have big plays.
Wasn't that bad a throw, was it?
It really wasn't, but it was double coverage on him again. They had a double zone on the receiver, And Walls went with him all the way. He had safety help here, as you see, coming over. And Michael Downs, and then Walls just takes the ball away from Drew Hill.
Played it great, inside and out. Hayden's third interception of the night. And the second interception from the young rookie from Grambling. From our reverse angle camera, you'll see the replay. Everson Walls watching that ball right into his hands. This young man, the free agent from Grambling, now has 6 interceptions on the season. This only the 7th game, still in the 3rd quarter. And you have to keep in mind that Nolan Cromwell led the NFC last year with 8 interceptions. Just to put it into perspective. An overview, if you will.
I like those overviews, backdrops and things.
First down and 10. Ron Springs. Hit initially by Larry Brooks, and then it all closes down after a pickup of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Interesting game. It was wide open in the first half. Cowboys getting off to a big start. Rams looked like they were going to be blown away. And we have 6:08 now remaining in the 3rd quarter. And not even a threat.
Well, neither team has had real good field position in the second half. They've had to go a long way, and these defenses are hard to go the length of the field against.
Second and 7. Danny White has it blocked.
Oh, I
believe it was Cody Jones.
He had him wide open. Doug Cosby was the intended receiver, and he was a good 10 yards open right down the middle.
There is Cody Jones, 6'5", 255-pounder. Gives the Rams much more strength on that weak side than Fred Dreyer offered for so many years.
A lot bigger.
To take nothing away from Fred Dreyer, one of the great players.
But I'm sure Cody Jones is still learning how to play defensive end. He's been an inside pass rusher and defensive tackle most of his professional life, and it's an adjustment to play out there.
3rd down and 7. Danny White, 2 of his last 8 passes. That's all his completions. Out of the shotgun. Danny White hangs it up. Drew Pearson got all entangled over there with Lucius Smith, and now a flag is down.
I would guess they'd called against Lucius Smith, but both of them look like they were pushing. Let's see what he does.
Can't interfere with that right for that offensive play. Well, it goes both ways,
I guess. He called it on
I
Lucius.
think the contact was beyond the 5-yard limit.
Yeah. I think it was a good call.
And the Cowboys will pick up the first down, and the penalty will be assessed out to the 28-yard line.
Illegal contact, 23 defense, first down.
Illegal contact over the 5 yards. You can't
Danny,
hit that
you
man
understand
after
these
5 yards.
offensive pass or defensive pass interference well. Look at this.
Certainly do. Exactly what I said.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Cannot make that contact 5 yards downfield or after 5 yards.
Well, he made it.
First and 10, Dallas. Danny White. That's a lateral.
That's a lateral. That is a lateral.
It goes out of bounds off the hands of Tony Dorsett, and that ball should be brought back to that point.
Yep. Should be about the 18-yard line or 19. All right, you'll see it from the line here. Danny White going back. He's just getting a little bit of trouble here from Youngblood. But as you can see, he throws it backwards. That is a lateral.
You know, that's the first time we've really called Jack Youngblood's name all night, and he's usually the guy we're talking about all night long.
And he's off to a great year. He's leading the Rams, has 5 sacks already, but he is really being handled tonight by Jim Cooper.
Big Coop.
Second down and 19. The ball marked at the 19-yard line. Pearson out to the right, and Tony Hill goes out to the left, and it looks as though Tony Hill will be in single coverage. That could mean Ram blitz. And the Dallas Cowboys keep it on the ground. Dorsett, who is a big threat anytime he handles the football, this time is held to a 6-yard pickup.
That was an interesting defense to play with 2nd and 20 or whatever it is, because they did put everybody up at the line of scrimmage, and the outside receivers had single coverage.
He's had some pretty good days against the Rams. That, of course, Dallas record at 160 yards.
4 out of 7 times he's been over 100 yards against him. That ain't bad.
Third down, long yardage. Right into the shotgun. Rams have their 5 defensive backs deployed. Danny White. And is open. And tremendous shot by Johnny Johnson going against the Cowboys. Drew Pearson, he really took a pop. Both of them up,
I think
however.
Pearson really saw this one coming, and maybe look at this big defensive drop. There's the 4 line. Well, they're not really linebackers, but that first line of play. Doubling back in, and the receiver's deep. You'll see Pearson come across. He sees Johnson.
And he gets a hit on Johnson.
And he says, yeah, and I think that's a smart move. He's not going to catch that ball. Johnson was coming after him.
That's how a wide receiver will live to be around another day.
Yes.
It's one of the secrets we didn't mention about Pearson when we were talking about. He's smart.
He is that.
A cagey veteran.
Wow.
Danny White saw no pressure, took an extra step. That gives his punting team a chance to get under the ball, and Leroy Irvin takes it back to the 46-yard line. The Rams, once again, will have good field position.
Doug Cosby, the tight end down there that time to close out Irvin.
All right, here's Benny Barnes. As you see there, he's the guy that can go down the field right from the snap of the ball. The rest of them have to stay in. He's getting double teamed. He's knocked out of bounds. They're still after it.
They're blocking him out of bounds.
All
You
the
can't
way
do
to
that.
the stands.
They might get him in the parking lot going home.
Lucius Smith says again.
So we still have no score here in the second half. The Cowboys over the Rams 26-10, but LA has fine field position once again. A bit of an understatement if you compare tonight's play by the Cowboys to that of their play a week ago against the 49ers. First and 10, the Rams. The ball at their own 46-yard line. Wendell Tyler.
Good tackle.
Wendell Tyler is taken on a good open field tackle by Dennis Thurman after a pickup of 8.5 to 9 yards.
He came through that line pretty quickly, too, didn't he? That Wendell's got the speed as we were referring to earlier. Looks like an injured Ram down there. That's Rich Saul.
12-year veteran we spoke of a moment ago. 5-time Pro Bowler for the Rams. Slow getting up.
He took a good shot.
There he is. And a steady performer since becoming a starter in 1975. Getting help from the field. A couple of fine runners here tonight in Wendell Tyler and, of course, Tony Dorsett. Tomorrow night, we'll watch Walter Payton and hopefully Billy Sims. We understand he has a sore toe. He's coming off the best game of his young career.
Yeah, but
Over 180 yards was it last week against Denver?
tomorrow night.
A great defensive team in Denver.
Tomorrow night, we'll be in Detroit City. Letters that they write, they say it's fine.
About 1.5 yards for the Rams for the first. Ball right at the 45-yard line of the Cowboys, and
Utah.
Wendell Tyler, I believe, held short of the first down.
Dutton, as a matter of fact.
They'll mark it right at the 45.
Big draw.
Third down, a little more than 1 yard to go.
And this time the Rams will bring their big boys in there, and their short yardage offense. Extra tight end. Which really is an extra guard for them.
The way the Rams have deployed their lineup without Rich Saul, Doug Smith, who started at left guard, has moved to center. Kent Hill is at left guard, and Doug France is at left tackle.
I haven't seen this one since Mountain running.
I believe that Cullen Bryant was held short of the first down. Yes, he was. They'll mark it almost 1 yard short, and it will be 4th down. And an interesting decision time for
They're going
Easy, and they're going to go.
They got to go, and they will go.
Well, there was not much give in that line, though, was there?
Nope. Yeah, that's 2 times in a row they've held them in this situation. Here they get a third crack at it.
Interesting, you know, about this game of football. Late in December, the Rams might look back to this particular play.
Now, Kent Hill's coming out of the game. That's an interesting substitution.
It Saul went back in.
Rich Saul back in.
Okay. Doug Smith moved to guard.
Tyler. And Tyler gets the first down.
Looked
Good
like
hard running by Tyler.
Like the old single wing with all that interference out there in front of him.
full house backfield.
Somebody's going to start doing that off of this spread or this shotgun formation, I think, before the year's over. They're going to get a runner back in there. There's Drew Pearson. We saw him go head on with Johnny Johnson a while ago. Drew said, why did I do that?
A little headache.
2:32. Clock is moving here in the third quarter. Haden fires a shot intended for Hill, in and out of his hands.
Well, he had him wide open. He just threw the ball behind him.
That time, the rookie from Grambling, Walls, who has had a pair of interceptions tonight, was laying way off of Drew Hill.
The cornerbacks for Dallas are playing soft. They're hard to beat deep, as we've seen him, intercept one, almost intercept another one deep, but they got some room in front of them.
Now Pat Haden has thrown 4 straight incompletions. He's back once again. They continue to work on the rookie. Drew Hill, and he comes down with it.
Got him another one.
Ram touchdown.
That wasn't the rookie.
This time he was working against Steve Wilson over in the left side, and Wilson was stride for stride, but that was just a superb catch by Drew Hill.
Good effort. I think that one of the things that could have helped that time, the Rams got that ball off very quickly on a quick count. Dallas was sending in a lot of substitutions. Here he goes. Drew Hill, let's just watch it.
He's only 5'9". Watch him go up.
But look at him gain that step or so on Steve Wilson. Steve goes up, and Hill just went up a little bit higher, wanted a little bit more.
And the Rams are definitely back in this ball game. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Frank Corral on for the conversion. Flag goes down as Corral puts it through the uprights. Discussion with our referee Gene Barth.
Nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
He's been doing a lot of things for these Rams. He's filling in tonight for a pair of injured wide receivers, Billy Waddy and Preston Denard. Both of them troubled with hamstrings.
It's a big 10-yard penalty they're going against the Rams here. That makes it a little tougher.
The wing back on the right side, hooked with the right arm hold, will retry the kick.
Gene Barth.
All right, so Frank Corral is backed up. This will be a 30-yard attempt. Big extra point.
You bet. They're 10 back now. They need this one. They got it.
And the Rams now trail 26-17. We have 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Big strike by Pat Haden. Let's look at it once again. Receiver Drew Hill.
Well, he had single coverage outside. Steve Wilson, reserve cornerback, had come in the pass situation. Drew Hill will go up higher than Wilson, although he is shorter. He had a little more spring in his legs, and that got him the reception. You watch the second, and there's no zone there, really. That's just pretty much man-to-man. He threw to the right guy because he had less help over here than he did on the other side.
I tell you, that man-to-man coverage looks like the old days when they used to do a lot of it. These two teams still, however, in given situations, will go to man-for-man coverage.
Here's a reverse angle. He's going to catch it again, Daddy. I'll bet you.
I believe he does, too.
Yeah.
Same deal.
You're all right, Drew.
Short didn't make any difference that time, did it?
He went after it. Went up there and got it. I still think it's a defensive mix-up. I don't see how they'd leave him back there like that. Got a little jump on Mr. Wilson.
Another big kick by Corral, and it takes Jones to the back of the end zone once again. Twice now, James Jones has not been able to return the kickoff of Frank Corral, and the Cowboys will open play on this possession at their 20-yard line.
You know, as we've been sitting up here, it's been looking like the Dallas had this game well under control, but it's now down to 9 points. Still in the third quarter, 2:15 left. It's a ball game, boys.
Dallas hasn't done much this second half.
Much of it has been a part of the Rams defense shutting down principally Tony Dorsett.
And also Dallas's best field position in the third quarter has been on the 30-yard line. They started the 3, the 30, the 20, the 20. It's not great field position.
Drew Pearson, we understand, suffered abrasion on his right eyelid. We don't know whether he'll be back or not. We saw him holding ice to it a while ago, and Butch Johnson is in there now with Tony Hill. And Danny White is back. Man moved wide open is Tony Hill. And he gave Leroy Irvin a lesson.
Couple of flags.
He drove him to the inside, turned him around, and now a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
And it is holding, and it'll bring that play back.
That play will not be forgotten.
It's kind of what happened to the Rams in the first quarter. Anytime they try to get something going, they'd have a backfire. Well, there's turnovers. Dallas seems to be faced with the penalties.
It's a 10-yard penalty, as we listen to it.
61 offense, holding, still first down.
But really, Cooper, maybe that's why we're not hearing so much about Jack Youngblood.
Could be.
But Giff, if you add on the completion, which took it to the 35, that's really a 25-yard penalty against him. That's what it cost him.
So it'll be first down and 20. The Cowboys now back at their own 10-yard line. And as we've suggested, Cowboys not breathing so comfortably. Nope. The lead cut to 9. Here's Dorsett. And Dorsett again stopped after a pickup of perhaps 3. Stu Pearson, we told you he had a finger in the eye, suffered an abrasion of the right eye. He's holding an ice pack up there now to keep whatever swelling that might develop down. Second down and 16. Ball at the 14-yard line of the Cowboys.
It's a time to be careful with that football. They don't want to give LA any more momentum than they've already got.
Tony Hill split left. Butch Johnson right. Draw play, Dorsett.
Good defensive play that time by Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be third down. Long yardage for Dallas.
And you notice Landry up to now has been careful with it back here. He's given it to Tony D twice. I would think, Dandy, that the man would throw it this time, would he?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't have been too surprised to see him throw it the time before, though, Fran, to tell you the truth, because they're back into that. They had the penalty. They needed 20 yards for the first down. The play that they ran is one they had some success on earlier tonight. Twice, as a matter of fact. The little trap up in the middle, Tony broke for a big gainer.
Out of the shotgun. Third down, 16. More and more teams like the 3-4 going to the shotgun. White's in trouble. And Jay Saldi comes down with the ball. Gain of a couple. It'll be fourth down, far short, of course, of the first down, and another flag is down.
This is going to be a personal foul penalty. I don't know which way, though.
Youngblood was very upset with the referee that he didn't blow the whistle. He felt that they had Danny White
sacked.
Yeah.
Gene Barth talking it over. We'll hear in a moment.
If this is against the Rams, it will be a big break for the Cowboys.
It's getting a little sluggish out there. Things are not very crisp.
We've got offsetting personal fouls. 51 defense, personal foul, 83 offense, continuous action. The down counts. It's fourth down.
Personal foul working against Joe Harris of the Rams. And Doug Donnelly, we've been told, for the Cowboys. I do not believe, however, Doug was in the game.
I'll tell you, boys, the Cowboy offense has been shut down the second half. And
so on fourth down, we'll see Danny White. And once again, the Rams should have that good field position, and they have instant lightning back there once again in Leroy Irvin. Irvin settling in at his 43-yard line. Danny White. I can't believe this with that much yardage. And what a brilliant play by Danny White. He had a fourth down and 13, realized it, stopped, kicked the ball, and now they're going to probably bring it back.
I think he went over the line.
Flags are down.
The ball anyway.
I think he did too.
Danny White, if you put it on the table, he might steal it. He noticed that earlier when he held it for a long count before hitting it. There has been no designated rusher on Danny White all night.
And that's a bad mistake because you've always got to put
illegal receiver downfield is the call.
You've got to keep containment on the punter. You've got to send a person in from each side to make sure he kicks it. This is a heady play.
We saw him earlier in the game, and you can see he is getting no pressure at all. And what he probably slipped his mind for just a moment, it was 4th and 13. That's quite a move there.
Tell you, that running a risk of getting yourself hurt over there with that foot up in the air.
Yep.
Now we have a full-scale discussion down at the 25-yard line.
Mario Piranda that was putting the pressure on him. Remember Mario Piranda?
The kicker advanced beyond the line of scrimmage. Therefore, the foul for ineligibles downfield is disregarded. Disregard the foul. First down at the other end.
How about that? Now, they made a mistake.
To do that now, what?
Disregard the foul. Kicker advanced beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, explain that to me then.
Well, I think you can punt the ball anytime you want to. I mean, you don't have to, you know, it's not for the line of scrimmage or whatever it is.
Over the line.
But it's hard to punt it 60 yards from anywhere you went to. Great move by Danny White. Tom Landry say, what's happening out there? I bet, give me that clipboard.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Malavasi is probably asking what happened, too.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen as long as I've watched football.
Hang around Monday night, you'll see it happen.
I've been hanging around Monday night for 12 years. Still haven't seen it happen.
You've just seen it first. First and 10, the Rams. Their own 22-yard line. Here's Wendell Tyler. Wendell Tyler is really running, making those strong cuts against the grain.
Now, that's a play we've seen several times tonight, too. They're coming over that right side. That's Big Ed Jones and Dutton's side, and right at Guy Brown.
And there it is, the end of the third quarter. The score, 26-17. Cowboys over the Rams battling back. We'll be back for the fourth quarter after this from our local stations. You won't see this very often. I don't think I've ever seen it, but that's why they call it football. You can actually kick the ball. This happened a few moments ago from anywhere in the field, anytime you wish to. Danny White, this time over the line of scrimmage. He was ruled as an eligible man downfield, which he obviously wasn't. He was a runner, and he decided to kick.
That was a mistake, I think, that the referees, and they caught themselves right quickly. It's worked out that way. You can do it on a kickoff. They kick you the ball, you can just kick it right back to them. I've seen a lot of times when I wanted them to do that, and they wouldn't do it.
Rams have a first down and 10 as we begin the fourth quarter. They trail by 9. They move from their own 36. Wendell Tyler started to cut back, and he saw a host of white jerseys, and he gets to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
The total yards kind of even up, fellas. 332, 352.
Rams defense has really tightened the screws down.
Time of possession's even. The only difference really, of course, is 9 points, and then one extra turnover that LA has.
But for the Rams, they have just not been able to move the ball upfield. They've had good field position on several of their possessions. Quick count by Pat Haden on 2nd and 9. Deflected in the air. Big Ed Jones.
We almost saw another one of those that doesn't happen very often. Had Pat Haden been able to go out there and catch that, that would have been a completed pass. You ever caught your own?
But he couldn't have thrown it again.
No.
Again, a reminder, next Saturday, college football coming your way. Those are the games that we know at this moment. The complete schedule will be announced tomorrow, so check your local listing for the time of the game you'll see in your area. Missouri, by the way, was ranked 8th nationally prior to yesterday's loss, but then I guess Texas was right up there too until yesterday. They got walloped by Arkansas. Third down and 9.
Wow. Wow. I don't know. Tell me about that, Dandy.
Well, they were trying to trick them.
It was a surprise call, 3rd and 9. It would have surprised everybody if they'd have made 9 yards on that little inside trap.
That will certainly control the pass rush.
Yes, it was. I don't know.
Frank Corral on. James Jones dropping for the Cowboys. And the Rams need a victory tonight if they are to stay even with the 49ers, and we haven't been able to say that for quite a few years. And of course the Cowboys with a victory would move to within 1 of the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles beaten today for the first time in the season by Minnesota. This is Jones. And Jones moves through the heavy traffic to the 25-yard line. 9-yard return of a 46-yard Frank Corral punt. So the Cowboys trot back out onto the field. Their offense, like the Rams, slowed here in the second half. We'll be back.
Intercept, punt. That's Dallas this last 5 drives.
Sounds like 1960.
That's about it. That was ugly.
No, you weren't playing in 1960.
Oh, that's right. It's okay.
Eddie LeBaron will think it's ugly.
Well, that's right.
First down and 10. Cowboys, their own 25-yard line. Tony Dorsett, look. Dorsett, fine tackle. Nolan Cromwell. This time Nolan did not miss catching Dorsett on the cutback.
Unbelievable move by Dorsett.
It was.
Should have been a 5-yard loss. He had 2 people back right in his lap, and he gets rid of both of them and gets a gain.
He had a good block on the line of scrimmage by Springs, who came in. I believe he hit Fanning. Then the rest of it, you're right. When he moved out to the outside, he made some nice moves, picked up. That was a pretty hard 3 or 4 yards he picked up, as a matter of fact.
Getting 3. It'll be second down and 7, and Tony Dorsett is moving rapidly towards his personal best. He has 148 yards. Back into the eye. Danny White. Great catch. Beautiful catch. Butch Johnson going up and coming down with the ball for a Dallas first down.
Unbelievable catch. Rod Perry was right on him. He read the play the entire way. Danny White threw a strike, but Johnson makes some play. Watch it here. Watch it here. You watch the coverage of Rod Perry. He doesn't go for the deep fake at all. He stays right on him. He could not cover him any better than that. Little push by Butch. Watch this. Goes up and gets it. That's some kind of catch.
You can understand the controversy and Butch Johnson's desire to be the starter. He's a great receiver.
Yes, he is.
And so is Tony Hill. Tony Hill with 120 receptions the last 2 years. And Butch Johnson has played great football in relief of Tony Hill during the preseason and the start of this season. Dorsett. Oh, and he goes down. I just like to watch him run.
Yeah, it is fun.
You know, we've all seen him a lot. But to me, guys, he looks even faster tonight than I think I've ever seen him. I mean, he just like he's at another speed from everybody else out there.
What he does is when they mark the ball, you look down, he's picked up 4 yards. And he does it so quickly. I mentioned his personal best. That was 206 yards that Tony Dorsett had against Philadelphia. Second down and 6. Dorsett once again. This time Nolan Cromwell slides up from the safety spot, and Dorsett now will lose the 4 yards that he gained in the prior play.
On a local television show, Tom Landry was on this week, and he calls Nolan Cromwell the best free safety in football. They have a way of becoming the best when you're getting ready to play them, but I think a lot of people would certainly agree that he's among the best. He certainly covers a lot of ground back there.
I don't think there's much argument about that anymore. He really is.
Cromwell made the big play, and now Danny White has to consider a third down and 10.
I don't think he'll run off the shotgun this time, Danny. I think he's going to throw that seed.
A lot of time, but no receiver. This time he finds Tony Hill short of the first down in Ram territory at the 48-yard line, and a late flag comes down.
They're going to call a personal foul against the Rams, and that will be an interesting thing to see over.
Well, it's the first spark that you've really heard from the crowd this second half either. They're just...
That completion was short of the first down. Leroy Irvin is the Ram who is totally exercised out there.
Well, it's a critical penalty. It was short of a first down by 3 or 4 yards. Forced Dallas to punt. Now they're going to have a first down on the 34-yard line. Very big call by that official.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 23 defense, first down.
Call is against Lucius Smith.
Let's watch it. All right, here's Tony Hill. He's going to receive the ball. 47 is Leroy Irvin. Let's watch here. There's the reception. There's the tackle.
And short of the first down.
Short of the first down.
Oh,
that's
my gosh.
Good call.
That what?
On first and 10. Danny White back once again. Good defensive play. Rod Perry was right there covering Tony Hill. It'll be second down and 10.
He put the forearm up under his chin, and that is a definite no-no.
And a very costly one for the Rams.
Absolutely. Not a smart play.
We do not see the best players in this game making those kind of mistakes. 34-yard line. 2nd and 10. Dorsett. And the Ram defense closes down. Tony Hill to a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
It's an interesting thing, Giff, that
Tony Dorsett, of course.
Rams have come up into a 9-man front a couple of times, and the Cowboys have not chosen to throw to the outside receivers deep against it. Somewhere, I'm sure Mr. Landry will do just that, and they'll get a big play.
3 wide receivers in. The speedster, the rookie from Ohio State, Doug Donnelly, is in there, number 83, and he can really fly. Great receiver at Ohio State.
They're about to run out of time again.
They're going to have to hurry. They get it off. Danny White. And Dorsett taking his eyes off the ball. Joe Harris was with him, but it was a pass that should have been caught for the 1st down. 4th down. And kind of a marginal spot for the place kicker. Rafael Septien. His longest on the year. And he's kicked him in tonight with 15 out of 16. His longest of the year, 47 yards. He's already hit tonight from 40 yards out. This will be a 49-yard attempt. That would match his career best of a year ago against Oakland. Long count, looking for the penalty, and Septien off to the right. And Septien took quite a pounding, and I believe a flag is down. Yes,
they hit him pretty good.
Well, I'd say the Rams are making some very critical mistakes that are not very smart, and they're beating themselves right here.
Rams, of course, complaining that Septien was acting just a bit, but he was collided with. That kicker is so vulnerable once he is hanging up in the air, and that's why the harshness of the rule that accompanies running into the kicker.
He had the distance on the kick, too, just a little wide.
Personal foul, running into the kicker, number 20 defense, 1st down.
Johnny Johnson. He's saying no. Or we'll take a look at it again. Charlie Waters, the holder. That kicker at this point is really vulnerable. He tried to hold him up with Johnny Johnson, but you cannot even touch that man.
It was a... He didn't try too hard to stay up.
1st and 10, 27-yard line of the Rams. Dorsett. Another flag is down as Dorsett gets inside the 25-yard line.
Raining yellow flags.
It's been sloppy the last half.
Holding against Dallas. And the Cowboys will be backed up. 9:17 remaining in the game. Once again, reminding you, we'll be in the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan for the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears, Walter Payton and Billy Sims tomorrow night.
Holding, 84 offense, still 1st down.
With the 2 personal foul penalties the Rams have, not only are they not giving themselves a chance to get the ball and score themselves, but the clock's running down.
Doug Cosby holding for the Cowboys. Mention again, Howard Cosell not with us tonight. Getting ready for the World Series, which will begin on Tuesday night. The Yankees hosting either Montreal or Los Angeles. I got that right this time.
You got it down.
I got it.
Big Dodger in the sky.
If they ever finish that series off up in Montreal. Today it was rained out, scheduled for tomorrow afternoon at 1. 1st down and 20. Look out, Dorsett.
Watch out. Good grief.
Flag is down.
Oh, he's going to call a clip
on Tony Hill. I believe it was Tony Hill.
Danny White sure took a lick back at his sideline from Big Joe Harris.
They had some pressure on him then.
He was lucky to get that ball off.
And he got it to the right guy, though, didn't he?
Clip against Dallas.
When you give him an open field like that, it's trouble. Danny White's going to make a great play to get the ball off. He is getting a lot of heat from a lot of people.
There's the blitzing linebacker. That's Joe Harris, who came in there. Nobody picked him up.
Yeah, he did. Danny got him.
Personal foul, clipping, number 80 offense, still 1st down.
Tony Hill clipping. That would have given the Cowboys a 1st and goal to go. at the 3-yard line. Now the down remains the same. First down and 13, but the ball is back at the Rams 30. Doug Donnelly, rookie second-round draft pick from Ohio State, stays in the ball game.
The question is, can we have a play without a flag? We've had 3 straight flags.
10 seconds to go. 9 on the...
They'll have to call timeout. The time would have expired, and the Cowboys would have lost another 5 yards.
I'm telling you, that's ragged.
4th time tonight. The Cowboys have been in trouble in not being able to get the playoff in the allotted 30 seconds. And Danny White will go over and talk to, I'm sure, well, he does never show it, but he might, at this point, a livid Tom Landry. At this moment, Tony Dorsett is breaking to his right. Tony Hill is directing traffic. And Tony Hill steps right into Lucius Smith, the clip, and they bring it back. Cowboys would have had a first down and goal to go at the 3-yard line. Pictures supplied rather niftily by our Monday night crew and our director tonight, Jim Jeanette, Chet Forty, our regular director, along with Howard, preparing himself for the World Series. Drew Pearce is still having a problem with that eye, in which we were told somebody stuck a finger. Now he's chuckling.
Probably asking, can you see me?
First down and 13. They're showing Danny White going for Donnelly, the speedster, and incomplete. Lucius Smith was stride for stride with Doug Donnelly, the rookie second-round draft pick from Ohio State.
Like Donnelly just knocked it out of Smith's hand. Smith had an interception there for a moment, it appeared.
Well, you know, an offensive receiver, when he sees it's going to be, he should become a defender and try to break up the interception, which he must have done here. We'll look at it on the replay, Dandy.
A little bit, little push and shove. There you go. He has it, and Donnelly reaches in there and says, go away, boy.
So it'll be second down and 13. 8:58 remaining in the game.
Now, Giff, if he'd have had both feet down when he had the ball in his hands, it would have been an interception, right?
Well, he cannot be juggling it, though. Second and 13. Danny White out of the shotgun.
Don't tell me it wasn't.
That was not the 30-second clock this time.
Illegal snap, 64 center. He moved the ball and stopped.
Well, I think Tom Rafferty must have picked that ball up before he snapped it. That is something you don't get called very often because most centers now in the shotgun do it. I think we might see a lot more.
All right, he moves the ball and stops, he says. That's it, yep.
Yep.
He's sure right. What a good eye, Mr. Referee. Gene Barth.
20th penalty flag tonight. Again, we reminded you early in the game that Tom Rafferty is ordinarily the right guard. However, John Fitzgerald, the regular center, was hurt early in the season. Robert Shaw had knee surgery this past week. Second down and 18. Let's pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
ACRG TV 9, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Drew Pearson back in the game. Second down and 18. Danny White drops the ball, comes up with it. Danny White will go down, and another flag.
That's going to be face mask, I guess.
Reggie Doss sacked Danny White, and Danny White stays on the artificial surface.
Cannot believe that.
He's hurt.
And there is a deep sigh of relief by the partisan crowd here at Texas Stadium as Danny White gets to his feet.
Little groggy.
Well, Dandy, we're going to talk about that shotgun tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that's one of the things we're going to talk about is that snap. Today, Philadelphia, I wish they didn't have it.
Grasping the face mask, defense, it's a first down.
On a third down, let's look at the end zone replay here of the snap. You'll see it's going to be a low snap. And the bad thing about when the snap is low and bad, it puts Danny White in a very vulnerable situation. He's going to get out of rhythm, out of sync, and almost an injury. Today, Ron Jaworski on a third down had a bad snap. He couldn't recover his own fumble. Minnesota did. A big turnover in Philadelphia's favor, and also their defeat.
You saw Reggie Doss get that hand in there, the face mask of Danny White. Automatic first down accompanies the penalty, and Dallas has a first down. They're at the Rams' 43-yard line. Tony Dorsett. Dorsett turns back into a crowd. Ekes out a yard. It'll be second down and 9. Johnny Johnson turned Dorsett back into Jack Youngblood.
got to get the feeling they're looking over there in a big grab bag and pulling out a play and running it every now and then. They don't seem to have really anything particularly in mind and not trying to set up too much.
Fran has touched on something. The clock is ticking down.
It really is. And Dandy, you're right.
20 and it's moving.
It's a sloppily played third and fourth quarter by both teams. Penalties, misplays. And
Dallas will have to hurry. They're going to be run down that 30-second clock.
4, 3,
they won't get it off.
1. He calls timeout.
He calls timeout.
Unbelievable.
But I don't know whether he got the timeout before the flag went down or not.
Well, you know,
flag down.
They had a substitution coming on with 10 seconds on the 30-second clock left. They had a substitution coming off the sideline onto the field.
I just can't believe that.
Delay a game, number 11 offense, still second down.
Danny didn't get the timeout called quickly enough.
I bet you their little messenger system changes.
You better believe as the season grows a little older, the kinks will come out of this system. Dallas has gone through their customary midseason slump a little early this year, having lost to the 49ers last week. And then the week prior to that to St. Louis. They usually go through kind of a dog day period, but it's a little early this year, and I'm sure Tom is not unhappy with these delay of game penalties. We'll be back in a moment. So Dallas has compounded their error of commission by Danny White's calling for a timeout. The timeout, when you call for it, has to be accepted. And also, Dallas picked up a 5-yard penalty for delay of game.
If he called for a timeout, though, before the 30-second clock runs down, I see, all right, I'm going to give you a timeout. But how can he give him a timeout and penalize him 5 yards, too? I don't understand.
The crowd is murmuring now as Dallas once again is slow coming out of the huddle. They'll get this play off, however. Second down and 14. Wide open. Drew Pearson. Had a crump. And was the ball pulled loose before the whistle had blown? I do not believe so.
Cromwell is hurt. He is hurt.
He is hurt. He had the ball and just dropped it.
Nolan Cromwell, the injured Ram. First down was picked up by Drew Pearson, but more concern right now as Nolan Cromwell is holding his right knee. Watch number 21.
There he is. Pearson will come down. Danny White steps up, hits him on a curl-in pattern. Beats his man. There's Cromwell coming into the picture. He's trying to strip the ball out of his hands. He gets it and then gets hit right.
Did he ever? Number 87, Jay Saldi. He got him right in the ribs, it looked like to me. Stomach of the ribs.
It hurt because he had the ball in his hand and he just popped out.
Cromwell now up on his feet, flexing the knee. We'll get a report for you, but he does appear to be not seriously injured. And the Cowboys have a first down at the 32-yard line of the Rams. 7:48 remaining in the game. Cowboys 26, the Rams 17.
Seems like we've been on the same spot of the field for the last 20 minutes.
It has been just about that long. Dorsett. And Dorsett goes down in the arms of Mike Fanning. Gain of perhaps 3 for Tony. Marked at the 29. Call it second down and 8. Dallas has had the ball now for almost 6 minutes, and they have not moved, covered much yardage.
But right around that 30, Giff.
Cromwell back in the game.
Everybody's up on the line. Why don't they go for the big play?
2, 1.
Just dead get this play off. Dorsett struggling over to the left side, and he coughs up the football. The Rams are saying they have it, and they do indeed.
What a sloppy second half.
After all of that.
Rams come up with the ball. I believe it was Johnny Johnson.
Well, it was an interesting play. They gave it to the 9-man line. Danny White went to an audible, and the audible was a run. Here it is. It's going to be a run to Tony Dorsett, and everybody's up. You see Cromwell, who's a safety man, is 1 yard deep in the backfield. Ball pops out. Johnny Johnson falls on it. Rams finally get it, and we'll go the other way for a while.
And they have 6 minutes and 39 seconds to try and erase a 26-17 lead of the Cowboys. Rams have the football. The Dallas Cowboys had the football for some 6 or 7 minutes. They were unable to move it. And now the Rams, down 26-17, have a 1st and 10. The ball at their own 27. Walt Arnold in motion. Haden going deep. Willie Miller, intended receiver, and defensively, Dennis Thurman was back there. He was getting help from the free safety, the rookie Michael Downs from Rice.
I tell you, Pat Haden threw that ball a long way. Here he is. He's throwing. He's got to do this. He's got to get the ball down. There's nothing wrong with this call. He's got to throw it up. Dennis Thurman's got good coverage, but his man almost has a chance to catch the ball.
I tell you, Dennis Thurman on a second effort stuck his left hand in there and knocked that one away.
Willie Miller had to position his body nicely. Willie Miller would have had to run through him to catch the ball. 2nd down and 10. Haden, Arnold, the tight end, who replaced Henry Childs early in the game.
My goodness.
Arnold's
My goodness.
struggling forward. He has the 1st down. Great second effort. He was in the arms of Everson Walls, then Michael Downs, and still Arnold comes up with his 2nd reception of the season.
Well, you watch this from the end zone. Haden goes back in the pocket. He'll step up. He'll spot Arnold. Gets up inside the pocket. And watch this. There's 1 hit. He breaks that 2nd hit. Third, 4. Trying to steal the ball from him.
And to the air goes Pat Haden. Intended for Arnold, once again incomplete.
Pat liked the first one so much, he thought Danny he'd come back and do it again.
Yeah, I guess he did. Frank mentioned earlier that Mike Hegman, the linebacker that was a starter a year ago, has been activated late tonight.
Mike Hegman. He took over Tom Henderson last year at that very critical strong side linebacking position for the Cowboys. Broke his arm against the Redskins. He's back tonight. 2nd down 10. Cullen Bryant is bowling up close to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. John Dutton there defensively for Dallas. Final seconds ticking off the clock for the Los Angeles Rams. 5:30 and it's moving.
And a very critical 3rd down situation for the Rams. The most critical play of the night for them. If they're going to have any chance of winning, they've got to pick this up.
Rams down by 9. Go on a quick count.
Oh, my goodness.
Harvey Martin. And then John Dutton. Harvey Martin appears to be hurt.
His leg again. He's had a lot of problems with those.
The loss is all the way back to the 28-yard line. Loss of 16 yards. And Harvey Martin, again, has come into tonight's game. We were told he might not even play because of a very tender thigh.
Well, the Rams are 0 for 10 as you look at Harvey Martin. They're 0 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. Hard to run much of an offense with that type of 3rd down conversion.
Well, Harvey was the guy that really caused that sack in the beginning. He was the one that put the initial pressure on it, and Pat spun away from him. Dutton came in and put the finishing touches on it, but they lost a lot of yardage on that time.
16-yard loss on that sack. More concerned with the treatment that Harvey Martin is getting now.
A little pressure up in the middle. You see them, they're always pulling on Randy White. Here comes Dutton, 78. He spins around, and then here comes in Harvey. You don't really see anything other than him just landing on his knee or his hips. He's had soreness all the way, and that's Dutton that came in and got Haden.
And Haden took another very hard hit. He takes as many hard hits as any quarterback I see. Had 2 of them tonight. But he got up and Harvey didn't.
Don't forget we have school tomorrow, young lady. Harvey Martin getting to his feet, and he'll receive an ovation. He's led these Cowboys, have been a co-leader in quarterback sacks since he came up as a 3rd-round pick in '73. For the Rams, it's 4th down. They'll have to punt. 5:14 remaining in the game. And they're down by 9 points. Frank Corral to do the punting. for the Rams, and James Jones, the receiving for the Dallas Cowboys. Jones at his 25-yard line. End over end kick, but it does take a Ram bounce. It continues to do so. Down inside the 15. As the Rams special team just lets it roll. So Dallas will have a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. As we look once again at Harvey Martin. I'll try and get a report up to you as to what seems to be troubling Harvey. And it looks to me as if they're looking more at his knee than his thigh.
You know, it's hard to tell that. You know, the game that a couple of week ago in Philadelphia and Atlanta, I thought was really a terrifically good football game, particularly defensively. Not a lot of action, not a lot of moving up and down that field.
But well played.
Yeah.
It really was.
Cowboys now will work on the clock. Tony Dorsett over the left side where they have been running all night long.
Fran, this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It was intended for the private use of our audience. Did you know that?
Yeah, but any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is
prohibited.
Right.
Now that's hard to beat, right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm not so sure anyone would want to use the second half again.
All right.
Really deteriorated. Sloppy play, both teams.
Dandy and I produced that segment.
White.
Hands on the shoulder.
Was the Dallas Cowboy intended receiver. Lucius Smith right with him stride for stride, getting help also from Leroy Irvin.
Saw Danny White get up slowly there. He got a little bump from young blood, among others.
You know, some people might have thought that was a chance he played, Dandy, but again, they had 9 men on the line, only 2 defensive backs from the corners. That was a safe pass, and he could have gotten a big play out of it.
I think that's the most difficult pass to break up as a defender, if you can really throw that one right on the break in there. You get that one in there, hardly anything they can do about it.
Big play for the Ram defense, and they have all their defenders right at the line of scrimmage. Everybody down and 8.
I like that. Come at him.
Ball blitz.
Yep,
there he goes.
Anyway, reads it perfectly and gets the ball to Tony Hill. That, of course, the danger of the blitz. If you can pick it up, you are guaranteed one-on-one coverage. Hill was one-on-one with Rod Perry and wide open.
One of the reasons I like to see a lot of pressure on the spread formation like that is everything has to go really well. You can't have a low snap. It's got to really be there. You don't have much time to look at, but one guy got to get that ball off. He did it exceptionally well that time, but I like to see him put a lot of pressure on the shotgun defense. I think that's one of the disadvantages that you have when you're back in there, because you've got to make that decision real quick.
First down and 10, the Cowboys, their own 28-yard line. We're inside 4 minutes. The Cowboy 9-point lead, looking better. Flags fly. As you saw the encroachment.
68 offense, false start.
Herbert Scott pulling the Ram defensive unit offside.
Not a very good penalty at this stage of the game. When you're trying to run down the clock, that stops the clock and costs your team 5 yards at the same time. And they got it down to 3:21. They're in pretty good shape to run it down.
Well, you're told that Harvey Martin has sustained a bruised right calf. Word is that he also could return. Loss of 5, first down 15. Dallas has now been penalized 13 times for 100 yards. Los Angeles 10 times for 78. That makes for a very early morning for you people in the East. .321 remaining. White. Again, Ron Springs. Very difficult chance, but one we have seen him collect before.
You know, how many times you find people criticize people when they sit on a lead? Cannot criticize Tom Landry for sitting on this lead, because he's throwing the ball with 3:16 left, down on his own, what, 20-yard line? 23?
23-yard line, where now the Cowboys have a second down and 15. Rams bring in their special pass defense unit, and we get the third receiver for Dallas.
Let's throw it again.
Shotgun once again.
He's got him open the way down the field. He can't get it to him.
Danny White delivers the ball in the general direction of Drew Pearson as he was being pursued out of bounds by Cody Jones.
Billy Joe Dupree broke about 20 yards open way down the field, but poor old Danny was being chased by Cody Jones, and no way for him to get it off to him.
Hot breath breathing down his neck from Cody Jones, who's 6'5" and 255 pounds.
In the Rams' quest to catch up in the fourth quarter, they're finding that they cannot score without the ball because they have only had the ball 3 minutes and 19 seconds during the fourth quarter.
For Danny White, not a sizzling night thus far. Effective, perhaps. He's 13 of 31 for 224 yards. A couple of interceptions. And, of course, the long touchdown pass to Tony Hill. 3rd and 15. White, Drew Pearson wide open. A Cowboy first down. Out to the 47-yard line, and how cool can you be? Danny White, under tremendous pressure, stepped up, spotted Pearson, as he has done, and as Roger Staubach has done over the years. And there's another Dallas first down.
Was a really cool. I think I saw Danny even change hands with the ball. Let's see when he gets the pressure. He's got the ball in his right hand. Gets some pressure, comes back up. They grab for that right hand. You saw him let that right hand go loose. Come back, get the ball and throw. That was a nice move.
You pointed out, Don, many times what a fine athlete Danny White is.
He really is, Frank. He can do so many things so well. Good baseballer, played good basketball.
Good ping pong player, too.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, fine punter. On first down. Cowboys stay in the air. Oh, Doug Cosby. Cosby.
Why would he just try to run over somebody like that when he could make a little move?
I wondered the same thing.
He's upset with himself that he didn't get it into the end zone.
Yeah, well, as the only man between him and the goal line, you'd have thought he'd have made a move on him. Let's watch him here. He's going to catch it, break wide open.
Hard to find a better throw than that, too, Frank.
Yep,
that was right on the money. Cromwell was in fairly good condition. Why he would try to do that, I don't know.
Cosby is 6'6", 226 pounds, taking on a 5'9", 185-pound Rod Perry. Another Cowboy first down. They're at the 24-yard line of the Rams. We have 2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes remaining in the game from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Dallas Cowboys with a commanding 9-point lead, and they have a first down and 10. The ball at the 24-yard line of the Rams.
And a point once again, Giff. Tom Landry's not set on this lead. As you watch Tony Dorsett there, he's coming out throwing. 2 minutes left.
He's trying to get something going this second half.
Yep.
Fran, they just haven't done hardly anything the second half, and I think he knows that those Cowboys have got to play better, or more consistently than they've done the last 4 weeks.
Dorsett was over 100 yards early in the second quarter. Thus far, as we move into the final 2 minutes, he has 159 yards. And, of course, one of them a 44-yard touchdown effort. Ron Springs, left side. Rams will be tugging and pulling on that ball, trying to get it out of the arms of the ball carrier, looking for the turnover. Rams have 3 timeouts, and the Cowboys, not by choice, are down to 1 timeout. The Rams stop the clock with one of their timeouts. To remind you, this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Datsun, who invites you to see all the exciting new 1982 Datsun cars and trucks at your Datsun dealer today, and by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. Remind you once again, tomorrow night, we're leaving right after the game. We'll be in Detroit with the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. And over the years, Fran, you played so long in that Central Division. Those two teams, no matter what the record, they really get it on.
Well, they played a great game late last year against each other. The game was won in the last play of the first play of overtime on a kickoff return by Dave Williams of Chicago. It's a great rivalry, and we'll have a great game tomorrow night between those two teams.
Second down and 8. Danny White coming back onto the field. I'll tell you also, the executive director, the other executive producer of ABC Sports is Ruin Arledge. ABC's NFL Football Sunday Night Special, produced by Bob Goodrich. Our director tonight, Jim Jeanette, doing a fine job. Chuck Chet Forty, who is traveling with Howard Cosell, preparing for World Series coverage. Technical director Joe Chabot, associate director Bob Rosberger, technical manager Coach Coltrane, our unit manager Phil Ernst. And Danny White brings the Cowboys Cowboys up on a 2nd down and 8. Dorsett. Oh, quick moves. Down he goes in the arms of Jack Youngblood at the line of scrimmage. Mike Fanning also there. Our assistant to our producer tonight, Bobby Cowan, John McGinnis, others assisting Joan Chappie, Patty Ryan, and Sal Johnson. Statistician and research man tonight, Mike Swanson. Spotter, Steve Bazika.
I pretty well got him. You did a good job. That was a nice lineup. Did that well, Frank.
There's old Gil Brandt. We hadn't seen him all night.
What an organization, though, when you think about it. It's all been together from the very beginning. You, of course, would know it the best, Don. Clint Murchison with his Cowboys. He lets Tex Schramm, Gil Brandt, Tom Landry run the operation.
Well,
they've been 15 straight years in the playoffs. They've been in 5 Super Bowls. They won a couple. I think that 1 year, I think 74, they were out of the playoffs.
Well, Dandy got them started off just right.
Well, what can I tell you?
What was your record that first year, Dandy?
0-11-1. Jim Myers, the guy you see right back there, has been a big, big help to Tom these last few years. He's, I think, has a new title as assistant head coach, Texas A&M head coach, as is Gene Stallings, as a matter of fact, 2 coaches on that staff. They do have a good staff. In a way, you know, Danny Reeves, new head coach at Denver, I think is well, you say we miss him, but there's an adjustment because he did an awful lot for Dallas in their